What's up, guys? Andres here from the Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for coming back. In this episode, I'm going to tell you why fat is not bad. And what I mean by fat isn't like carrying around excess weight. There's been a big push for what we're calling it body positivity now. It's great to be confident, and it's great to be okay with how you look, right? But as someone who has been on the larger end of the scale, I can tell you that it is not healthy. I can tell you that I feel much better at a lower weight. Both just walking around and how I feel, physically. That could either be just the weight that I'm at itself, or it could be what I'm eating and the physical activity that I'm doing that I did to get there, and what I'm doing now to stay there. So the fat that I mean is eating like dietary fat. There are still, and to their, their defense, I don't want to, is that really a word? Anyway, so at some point, at least in my lifetime, it was told to my parents when they were younger, right? When they were younger, right? Not like super young, but that fat was bad, right? Don't eat eggs, right? Don't eat eggs. Everything has to be fat free. And it turned out that was based on like faulty science. It was based more on certain industry professionals wanting to push their goods. So carbs were pushed more to like to satiate you and to help you fight high cholesterol, because they thought that the excess in fat, like in eggs and stuff, were causing high cholesterol. And it turns out that it was just people eating crappy in general. So if you eliminate fat, so fat keeps you full longer, makes you feel full. It's also, you need it for certain hormones and to assimilate certain vitamins in your diet. Some vitamins are, this is different topic, but some vitamins are water soluble and some vitamins are fat soluble. So it doesn't matter how many multivitamins you're taking. If you are not ingesting dietary fat, then you are not ingest or assimilating them into your system. Anyway, so eggs were given a bad rap, right? Don't eat eggs, right? Egg whites are the way to go. So yes, the protein is in the egg whites, but all the vitamins and minerals are in the egg yolk. Here within the last, depending on how cutting edge or your advanced your understanding of science was, right, where you got your information, how easy it was for you to accept what you were listening to. We'll say within the last 5 to 10 years, that has been completely debunked, and now we understand that the body needs all 3 macronutrients, right? Protein, carbohydrate, and fat to be a healthy body. So fat is not bad. I will say all foods are bad in excess, right? You can, if you can convince yourself or get yourself to eat enough broccoli, you can become very unhealthy and overweight, and that can be considered bad because you eat too much of it. So all foods in excess are bad. What matters is calories and balance. So how you set up your diet, right, should be a protein-rich diet, and whether you're from animal or plant source, that's up to whatever you personally believe in, right? So you want to be in a protein as the center of your diet. You want to eat a lot of colorful fruits and vegetables. You want to have some sort of grain dependent on your energy expenditure, right? If you are real sedentary and have an office desk job and really don't do any physical activity, I would say that you require very little to none, like grain carbohydrates, right? You can have fruit and vegetable; those are carbohydrates, right? Those you really cannot ingest as many as you think you can for them to be a problem. Per my example, you probably couldn't do that, but right, you can have those kind of carbs without any issue. Maybe fruit might be a problem for some people depending on their current condition, but you want to be healthy and you want to ingest, because fruits and vegetables really have a lot of the micronutrients that you need, vitamins and minerals, right? But in fat, you need to feel good. Fat regulates a lot of hormones aside from dietary benefits of vitamins and minerals, right? It's hormonal, sex hormones, and just hormones your body needs to function properly. Fat aids in those production and maintaining and use of those hormones. So you do need it. Now, when I say fat, I'm not meaning burger and fries, right? I mean, when you go buy meat, right? You can get the salmon, you can get, every once in a while you get a ribeye steak, right? You don't be afraid of eating too much animal fat, given the constraints of, just calories in general, right? If you want to have cheese, have some cheese, right? Yes, there's fat in cheese, but that's technically like a natural source of fat that people have been eating for a long time, right? The key is moderation, right? You don't have to go to one extreme or the other. You don't have to be right now ketogenic diets are in vogue, right? You don't have to be totally keto and eliminate all carbs, and you don't have to be no fat diet and have just grains and meat. Either one of those are difficult to maintain and probably don't do as much good as everyone thinks. Someplace right in the middle, which is usually how things go, or something right in the middle is a lot better to maintain, and just for overall health and well-being. So you want to be able to maintain whatever dietary rules you follow for as long as you can, and having fat in your diet, probably or all three macronutrients in your diet, and make it easier for you to do so. So you can't have a steak, you can't have cheese, right? And you can have a little bit of pasta if you want, all in the same diet, as long as you stay within your caloric restraints, your constraints, not restraints. The big activity, the big takeaway, the big key to all this is physical activity, right? Being physically active gives you a little more leeway in what you can eat and how you use what you eat. If you're really sedentary, you really should be limited on what you're eating, because so basic food is fuel for what you're doing. A lot of people still eat the way that their, I don't even want to say ancestors, a few generations back, right? Their grandparents and great grandparents, right? They eat the way that they eat, but the grandparents ate the way they ate because they were doing a lot more physical activity just to live in general, right? So if you're like meat and potatoes, right? Grandpa had potatoes because he had to go out in the field and plow it, right? If you work in an office, you don't need that, right? So a lot of people still eat the way that their, great grandparents ate, because the great grandparents had to like chop wood and plow fields and kill animals and, right, do all that stuff and they needed that energy to do that, right? Now you don't really need that to eat that way, because you're not doing that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's my soapbox. So Fat's not bad. Make sure your diet is diverse and rich in all macronutrients. Eat lots of colorful vegetables. Eat good protein sources. Those protein sources are usually where you're going to get your fat from. They're not like standalone sources of fat. This is Andres from the Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for watching. Click the links below to get copies of my ebooks. Sign up to get interviewed if you have something to share that will help families become better. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.